Hey everybody, I'm Justin with AmericanMuscle.com, and today we're taking a closer look at and walking you through the install of a set of C&L rear brake calipers here in red, available for your 94 to 04 Mustang at home. Now you guys should be checking out these options from C&L if the factory rear calipers on your SN95 or New Edge are just seized up or on their way out, maybe seen better days, and you're looking for an affordable replacement that will have some nice perks over a standard parts store replacement. Now diving into our feature segment here with the C&L calipers, and I would say the short and sweet way to really sum these guys up will be a better than new factory caliper with that bright red powder coating to help really crank up the appearance. Now I can think of a few different reasons why these might be beneficial. First and foremost, maybe you've upgraded the fronts on your SN or New Edge, possibly even painted those factory calipers red, and if so, these would be a nice complement to an upgraded set of fronts. Now the only thing that would make this, I would say, more of an upgrade for the rears is pairing these calipers up with a set of slotted and drilled rotors, and of course maybe an upgraded set of pads, and at that point you're pretty much good to go for the rear braking setup. And if that is something you're interested in adding at the same time, you can certainly find a few different options when it comes to rotors and pads here on the site at AM. Now moving into our construction segment here, guys, I do want to point out that these are a remanned OE factory Ford caliper, basically remanufactured. And what I mean by that is these do start off, of course, as a factory Mustang caliper, and from there are gone through, refreshed, and upgraded. For instance, these guys will receive brand new seals throughout, brand new piston and boots, along with that nice fresh red powder coat that really is going to set these guys apart from your generic parts store replacements down the street. Now to finish everything up here, guys, I do want to mention that these calipers are pressure tested 100% before being boxed up and shipped out. That's just to ensure any New Edge or SN owner won't encounter any issues right out of the box. And on top of that here, guys, these do include all of the bleeder screws, brackets for the e-brake cable, everything to make this essentially as turnkey as it gets. Now moving into our pricing segment here, guys, and the C&L rears for your SN or New Edge, you're gonna hover just north of $200 for the pair, and that doesn't obviously require any core exchange or anything like that. What you see is what you get. And overall, I would say these are relatively affordable. Sure, they might be a little bit more money than those local parts store replacements I keep mentioning, but at the same time, you do have to factor in the extras, such as that red powder coat here, in addition to all of the new hardware, shims, everything that's included in the box. So at the end of the day, still super affordable overall, and a nice upgrade, a budget-friendly way to upgrade the rear brakes on your ride. All right, guys, moving into the installation, and the site's gonna call this just a middle of the road, 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter here, and about 3 hours or so to complete from start to finish. Now, obviously there is a little elbow grease involved to not only remove the factory calipers and get the new C&L options installed, but obviously once you do something like that, you will need to bleed the brakes. So just make sure you have some fresh .3 on hand before getting started with the job. Now, we do wanna give you a better idea of how this will shake out at home, so without further ado, let's throw it out to my guys in the shop right now for our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
The tools you'll need for this project are a ratchet, a 10, an 11, a 13, a 14, a 15 millimeter socket, a 10 millimeter wrench, a pair of pliers, brake hose clamp, a small flathead screwdriver, a brake bleeding tool, and a Scotch-Brite pad. Hi everyone, today we're installing a set of rear calipers on our Mustang, but first let's get started with the uninstall. Now once you've got your vehicle properly supported either on jack stands or in our case a lift, and you've got your wheel and tire removed, the next thing we're going to do is disconnect our emergency brake. So make sure that your emergency brake is not on at this time. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab the end of this emergency brake cable here, pull it out and remove it from the clamp that's holding it into the caliper. So first thing we're going to do is grab this end of the emergency cable here with a pair of pliers and pull it straight back, and then you can slide it to the inside and get it out of this groove. Now because of the location, it may be a little difficult to see this on camera, but there's this little circle clip right here that's holding the cable to the caliper. So we're going to use our small flathead screwdriver, pry down on that, and remove that clip. And with that clip removed, we can go ahead and pull the cable completely out of the caliper. Next thing you're going to want is to have some sort of a hose clamp to clamp off that brake hose so that when we disconnect the brake hose from the caliper, we're not going to lose too much brake fluid. So I'm using a pair of needle nose vice grips right here with some rubber tubing on the end, and I'll just go ahead and clamp the brake hose on the rubber side just beyond this metal piece on the brake hose here. Next, we're going to use our 10mm socket and remove the banjo bolt here that holds the brake hose to the caliper. Now you might also want to have a bucket underneath that to catch any brake fluid that does come out. All right, now we're going to remove the two 15mm bolts on the back, one at the bottom here and another one at the top. And once we get those bolts out, then we can go ahead and lift our caliper straight away from the rotor. So there's the top bolt. There's our bottom bolt. Now we can just lift our caliper straight away from the rotor. And get it out of the way. And now you can repeat that process for the other side. Now normally when you're replacing calipers, we definitely recommend that you replace at least the pads as well, if not the rotors as a full set. But in this case, we're just dealing with the calipers, so we'll just deal with that and we'll just transfer over the pads from the old calipers to the new calipers. So to do that, what we're going to do is remove the bolt that's on the opposite side of the spring for the emergency brake and open this thing up. So we'll use a 14mm socket on the new one. And once you've got that removed, you can just open it up like so. And we'll use a 13mm socket on the original caliper. And that can be opened up as well. Once you've got that open, just go ahead, slide the pads out of the old caliper, and we can get that out of our way. Now the new caliper also comes with new retaining clips for the pads and one to go on top of the caliper. So we'll just slide the old clips off of the pads. Now you do need to take note as to which way the orientation of these clips are. So we've got this rounded edge here towards the back side of the pad. So we'll slide the new one on, just like so. Now you may need to squeeze in the edges of this clip just to make sure that it stays on the pad. And now we'll do the same thing for the other pad. Just pull the clips off and slide the new ones on. Now when you insert your pads, you may find it easier to start from the center and work your way out. So we'll just insert it to the center of the caliper here. And then compress the tab on the end. And then slide it in. And we'll do the same thing for the other pad. Start from the inside. Compress the tabs on the ends. and then you can just squeeze it together, squeeze it out towards the outside edge. Double check the clearances, make sure the pads are in far enough. And now we'll go ahead and insert our top spring that goes in the top of the caliper here. And to do that, you can see that there's almost a flat surface here. This is going to go towards the bottom side of the caliper here. So the long tab goes through the slot in the top. The two wings sit on the side. And then there's a clip on the other end. Just push it in until it locks into place. And once you've got that done, go ahead and close your caliper back up and reinsert your bolt. And we'll tighten that down with our 14mm socket. All right, now we can go ahead and get this installed. Now we can go ahead and attach the caliper using the original bolts by sliding it over top of the rotor and inserting the bolts from the back side. Now insert the bottom bolt. And tighten them up with our 15mm socket. Now, before we put the brake cable back in, we're going to go ahead and clean that up with a Scotch-Brite pad just to make sure that it goes in smoothly into the caliper. Now, once you've got that cleaned up a little bit, we can go ahead and slide it back in through the hole at the bottom of the caliper. Now, you want to make sure that it goes in all the way so that the circlip can feed into the opening there, and then go ahead and push that in. Now we'll go ahead and reconnect our emergency brake cable by pulling that out to the side and hook it in. Now the kit does come with a new banjo bolt and 2 copper gaskets. So once you've got the old one out of the brake hose, then we'll go ahead and slide one of the copper gaskets over the new bolt, slide it in from the front on the banjo fitting, and then put the other gasket on the other side. Once you've got that done, you can go ahead and reattach your brake hose to the caliper and tighten it down with an 11mm socket. Once that's done, go ahead and remove your clamp. Now once you've got your new calipers installed, it's time to bleed the system of the air that has got into it when we took the old one off. So to do that, we're going to be using this vacuum pump / brake bleeder kit. And what we're going to do is we're going to connect this to the brake bleeder screw on the caliper. We're going to open it up a little bit, and then using the handle on the vacuum pump, we're going to start pumping the air out of the system. And we'll do this continuously until we see no more air coming through the clear plastic line. So let's go ahead and get that taken care of. So we're going to go use our 10mm wrench, open up the brake bleeder screw, attach our hose, and then just start using the handle on the pump. Now you can see the fluid coming out. There's little air bubbles in there. So we'll just keep pumping until we see no more air bubbles. Once you see no more bubbles, go ahead and close your brake bleeder, and you can remove your hose. Now typically, the way that you would want to do this is starting from the caliper farthest away from the master cylinder under the hood. So in our case, it would be on the rear passenger side. Now we're doing this demonstration on the driver's side now just because this is where we started our filming. But you would always want to start with the farthest caliper away from the master cylinder. And once you do one caliper, it's always a good idea to go check the fluid level in your master cylinder so that it's not dry, and make sure that you fill it up every time that you bleed one of the brake calipers. With that being said, you can go ahead and finish the rest of the process and move on to the next task. All right, once you've got one caliper installed, you can go ahead and repeat that whole process for the other side. And that wraps up our review and install of the C&L Performance Series rear brake calipers in red for your 94 to 04 Mustang GT and V6. Thanks for watching, and remember, for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.